Good morning, crew. Welcome to the mountain bike capital of the world, Bentonville, Arkansas. If you look behind me, it's one of the many reasons why I would argue this is in fact the mountain bike capital of the world. But what's funny is a lot of people, they want to battle it, like they want to argue it, which I think is comical. It's trademarked because it's marketing. So if you get really fired up and passionate about it and make all these comments, that's the point. You're doing exactly what those who trademarked it intended. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do a pretty unique how-to. We're gonna do a how-to wall ride here at the Masterpiece. So if you're not familiar with the Masterpiece is, well, it's rideable art. It's here just north of downtown Bentonville, in the shadows of the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art. So my first thing is, what exists behind me? You're probably not gonna find that many places, if any, in the world. So that's part of what's happening here in Bentonville. They're building things like this to attract a lot of different riders. Now, not everybody's gonna do this wall ride, and there's a point to that. But my 5.5-year-old son, Dex, can literally ride down this whole thing and have a blast. And it's pretty cool to him because he's riding on metal and there's a giant sprocket with a huge chain, all this cool stuff. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna break down how to get up and get on the wall, so to actually ride this rideable art. And part of why I wanna do this is twofold. First is because it's just really cool. Second is every time I come do this, people ask, how do you do that? Now, we're gonna put like a disclaimer caveat here. This is for riders who are comfortable doing wall rides. And the way I'll explain this is, if you're comfortable doing wall rides, this is gonna be even easier because it's unlike any wall ride I have ever done. So there's a couple things about it that I think make it a little bit simpler, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna break them all down to try to give you that explanation. And what I'll do within that is show you a couple of other lines. So if the wall ride is way out of your reach, don't worry about it. We're gonna talk a little bit about the way inside line where you can roll over and get a feel for this tabletop, but then we'll also talk about the center line where you can hit this tabletop. Now, to be honest, it's not that bad. So if you're a decent rider, I think you got a chance of clearing that tabletop. Just a couple things you wanna think about. So now, man, I got the Delano Peak ready to rip. I might have taken a couple practice runs to get warmed up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll over, we're gonna set this up, and we're gonna walk you all the way through how to wall ride on the Masterpiece. Are you ready? So, coming into this, let's talk about setup. When you're coming into this pretty slick tabletop right behind me that you can get all corked on, you wanna be careful. What you need to try to do is scrub it as much as you can or stay low. I hit the lip on the left side. If you wanna come over to the right, you can do that. But you'll notice as I come down, I'm getting a little bit of that BMX power pedal thing going on. What I'm trying to do is get the bike back down, get pointed where I wanna be, and get probably, 5 or 6 more pedal strokes, and then get myself oriented where I wanna take off on the next lip. Let's go to that one. All right. You get landed quickly, you get the bike down, you get a couple pedal strokes. Now, you need to think about where you're going. And so I'm a fan of working from the end backwards. So we're gonna get up there and we're gonna talk about it. But for now, what you need to think about is halfway down the middle of the wall that way. So when I get to this point, I'm looking at that middle opening and that's where I'm trying to point my bike. So essentially, I'm coming off this lip and I'm trying to draw a straight line from right here up to where I want to be on the wall. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep my vision fixed right there on that center part of the wall where I want to be until I know everything I've done here is gonna get me right there. All right, it's still hard to believe that we're standing up here on this sweet art. Spring break, little man's ripping. Come over here real quick. Go, go, go! You got it, you got it! Nice work. Look at that. You got 3 different options. You can go to the inside and roll it, or if you're halfway decent, you can hit that lip, kind of roll over this knuckle, have some fun. But again, when you're looking to come up on the wall, here's my best advice. So try to keep it simple. Take this wall, split it in half front to back, and then top to bottom. So what you want to think about is, where do those two lines intersect? So essentially, when I come off that takeoff, I want to be right here in the center, front to back, but I also want to be at least halfway up, because here's the difference with this. Unlike any other wall ride I've ever done, this isn't an on-off. This is an on and ride down. So it's very unique, and that's part of why you want to get at least halfway down, front to back, so you can put the bike right here and basically ride down this. So there's a knuckle right here. I want to get past this knuckle. So Brock, I'm gonna have you swing around this way if it'll work, because what I'm trying to do as a rider is, when I come up, think about this horizontal axis. I get up, I wanna rotate the bike this way, set it on the wall, and ride down. That's it. That's all I wanna do. So keep it as simple as possible. Get your height, set the bike here, and ride right down. What's great about this is you can kind of play around with it. You can go a little bit deeper into this part, and you can get in a little bit deeper this way. So once you get up, you have room to maneuver the bike and set it on the wall. The only thing from there that's going to challenge you is right down there. So when you come down the wall, where the wall meets the surface, you have to absorb that a little bit. But honestly, it's not that bad. Once you get there, track out into the turn, rip around, and then look at all the adoring fans and go, yeah, you want me to do it again? I'll do it again. All right, so there you go. The wall ride at Masterpiece, broken down. Try to keep it pretty simple. Now again, I threw out the caveat before, this isn't for everybody. So this is somewhat technical. If you're not comfortable at all with wall rides, I probably wouldn't attempt this. I think your goal should be that tabletop hip to the right in the middle, which honestly isn't that bad, regardless of what some YouTubers might have said. So when you come here, and you will come here, when you come visit Bentonville, Bike Bentonville, downtown's right up there. We're, I don't know, half mile maybe from downtown at the most. So as you're coming down All American, you're gonna see this to your right. What's cool right now is, and we got one of those kids coming down, Brock, so they might be coveted here. You coming this way? Come on. Yeah, go, go! What's wrong? I thought they were gonna bail out, but he's going for it. So you have families from all over. It's spring break right now. This thing is just getting ridden over and over again, which is rad. It's metal. It's also Aquacrete, so this is an all-weather rideable surface. Again, you're starting to see that even more around here. So we keep joking, coming back to Mountain Bike Capital World. This is one of many amazing trails here for riders of all different levels within a stone's throw of a pretty awesome downtown. So hopefully you got a little bit of insight on this one. I'll tell you what, look back, we did a full Oztrails overview series. We did the entire run here, so you can see what some of the other parts of it look like, and then some other great trails all around here. So hopefully you've made your plans to come here, do some ride, regardless of what level you are. Even if you're really good, or think you are, there's still a lot of fun stuff to ride here. So I'm excited to see some comments down low, because I'm sure people are gonna talk about how it's not the mountain bike capital of the world, and I love it. Keep them coming. If you have questions about where to ride this spot, I don't know, anything having to do with Bentonville, let me know. Stay tuned. Hang on, Brock, let me sneak in the typical YouTube stuff. Yo, smash the like down below, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. We are actually gonna take YouTube seriously now. So we're about 50,000 subscribers. We're trying to push through to 100K, and we got a cool way we're gonna do that. So stay tuned, be positive out there. Have a great weekend, which maybe might not make sense depending on what day you're watching this, but whatever, it's the weekend now. So from Bentonville, Arkansas, on behalf of our crew today, I'd like to say peace out.